Hello and welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to get one more reading in. I already had 3 cards laid out and I tried to go live. Apparently your girl has more research to do before that goes on because it just spun and spun and spun, would not let me go live. Maybe it's because it's, I believe, the first time I've tried on this channel, I believe. So what we've got here to start us out is some type of change has been underway for some time, and there's something that is bridging the gap between one way of being and the incoming way that you're evolving into. And by the way, as you can tell by the title, this is the next 72 hours or the weekend vibe check-in. If you're watching this in real time, this is Friday. So we have Change, Realm Bringer, and Miracles that came out first. So this Realm Bridger almost looks to be some type of spiritual synchronicity behind the scenes. As I looked up, I saw 111. And then we have the shifting card that came out. So we've got shifting changes. And then in the shamanic deck, I've got here Beloved, Radical Acceptance, Deep Diver, Diving into a Task, the Council, and Heart Home, Compassion. A few of those from some of our earlier readings today. And then under the deck, Spirit of the River, Movement Towards Adventure. So what I was originally getting here is that this weekend you're trying to, or the next 72 hours, you are trying to change things up. You're needing a change of scene. I was hearing leaving the scene. And in fact, I sat here so long, I took cards from multiple decks and then ended up putting most of them back. But I was getting also that missing in action, like you're busy doing other things and maybe you're missing some of the cross-wire communication from other individuals. You're just in either a different dimension, so to speak, with your attention, or you're giving your attention to some of your other chores or hobbies. But what we're doing here is we are making some type of internal shift, and it's being actualized in real time. And so by giving our attention to whatever else this is, if it's something that you're giving your attention to that's lighting you up and making you excited, then it's you moving into this future aspect that's lighting you up. And it's something that you love here with this beloved. And with radical acceptance, it's like perhaps you would have just made yourself available for anything and everything just in the flow in the past. But right now, because you're so busy in these other directions, you're really just tapped into it and your attention is just not available for these side quests anymore. So it seems to be something really aligned with your soul's calling or what you've just needed, like a breath of fresh air. Let's say you're like not taking calls from the office because it's your day off and you really deserve this vacation. So you're like, oh, oops, accidentally on purpose leaving your phone on do not disturb or leaving it in the drawer and walking away. I don't know what you've got to do, but I feel like there's some type of, with this spirit of adventure or spirit of the river, movement towards adventure. You may be having some type of a little bit of an adventure yourself in the real world, and maybe it has to do something with water. That could happen many different ways, either with something like a camping or an outdoorsy type of body of water, or something else here. Could be also the river of consciousness for some of you that are just taking time off in other realms, so to speak. So with this deep diver, yeah, you're really diving deeply into something that's lighting you up. And it looks like, too, if you're having an adventure with friends, for instance, I'm getting that this council card would represent maybe you two having some kind of connection, and maybe it's synchronistic that you guys are connecting where you don't normally connect, or once you get talking, you both have really good reflective advice for the other. But for those of you that are just taking time to yourself, this is, I believe, you taking that time to heal and detox and uh, really relax and unwind. There's a lot of external noise that is being silenced. Again, that do not disturb. And I'm getting very Four of Swords energy with that 11, the Council card. And this heart home compassion, there's something coming in that you've been wanting this change for a while. You've been manifesting it. And now there's this opportunity coming in. And it may even offer you more than you even can anticipate on the surface level, because there's something else shifting because of the way that you have shifted leading into this adventure. What's below that? The curse. Yeah, you're letting go of doing things for the wrong reasons, or being what everybody else requires of you without having any personal needs of your own. You're standing up for yourself, whether silently or loudly, but I think your look says it all with the eyes on that person. Repairing the veil, forgiveness. I'm getting, for some of you, there may be some healing that needs to happen with something very deeply important to you, something that has bothered you a long time, let's say, that hasn't been able to be resolved. There's some type of incoming understanding that is going to shift. It's going to shift the way that you're able to there's something about the way that you even operate. It's going to shift everything for you. Whatever it is that you've been wanting to shift is starting to move. Let's keep getting some cards, because I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, this one has been coming up quite a bit lately, that Ooh Witchy Woman card. And yeah, overwriting the old Akashic memory, defrag, detox, and upgrade. Absolutely. There's this need to move away from something to actualize this shift. And so if you are trying to make a shift and a little bit nervous, let's say that there's something very tempting drawing you back, whether it's an opportunity for somebody to have drama with you and to argue, or like putting your needs on hold to take care of someone else. Like, let's say for certain people, you would cancel all of your plans if somebody's like, oh, well, but I kind of really wanted somebody to go with me. I mean, that to me is like, yeah, well, then go have somebody go with you. I already said I didn't want to, or I have plans. It's something such as that. That's just one type of example. But yeah, so once you make this shift, something else is coming in. A lot of these cards just keep coming out, and I've got a big stack of them, as you see. Animal Whisperer. I'm seeing also with this river and the Animal Whisperer, I feel like if you are having an adventure, that you're out, most of you, some way in nature where you're able to just really watch nature and the animals and take in their sounds, bird songs and so on, insect world. I had another hummingbird swoop past me this morning while I was watering. We have Fafo again, which keeps coming out. I feel like this doesn't need to be an ongoing message for everybody, but if somebody's messing around and hasn't really been an equal partnership in whatever way, or if they're bringing you drama instead of any type of fulfilling interaction, I think that they're going to be left out of the loop in some way, or needing to figure something out themselves instead of being able to just fall back on you and rely on you. It comes across with a very needy vibe from externally, and a feeling like you should almost be obligated to take care of something for somebody if you were a good friend or a good daughter or a good employee or a good boss. It's like there's this pressure to act in some kind of a socially pressured way. So maybe somebody's really putting you on the spot in some way publicly. Not for everybody, I'm hearing. Let's see what else. Your sense of style is just their vibe. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, what I'm getting to close out the previous is that somebody's messing around with you and they're kind of getting left out, left behind, and they're going to, if especially this is to do with some type of work or project, you've already done your part and somebody might want you to come back and hold their hand while they do theirs, and they're going to find out what it takes to do something while you're on vacation, so to speak, or unavailable. Maybe you have some kind of important thing, like, I'm not even going to give the examples, it's unnecessary. Blown away by you, can't wait to see you again. All right, well, you've caught somebody's eye, and it looks like this weekend you might be potentially trying to cross paths with each other again. We'll see what else Spirit wants to say about this. Okay, we got a little stack there. Captivating and fascinated. They're fascinated with the energy. There's a plot twist coming up as well. Radical twists and turns ahead. Okay. You have a very good perspective, good head on your shoulders. It says sharing your wins has put somebody else in turmoil, and their bitterness is blocking them. They're thinking that you're bragging, but if that's the way they feel, I think that the plot twist here is like you just letting somebody do something else, and you're just choosing for your energy going in a different direction. And it says here, mad. They're big mad because you did what they never dared to even try. So that's interesting. Your smile lights up my world, and red flags, unanswered prayers. What I'm getting from this is some type of a manipulative hook that somebody's trying to guilt or manipulate somebody. It's like they're mad and trying to obligate you to do something, but you're not answering their so-called prayers because it's a manipulation. It's a hook. It's a baited hook, whatever it is. And they're like, oh, but I miss you. You know what? You light up my world. Is this an ex? Oh my gosh. Maybe you had some type of a dream or some type of a vision come to you. It could be that they're trying to maybe send some thoughts or feelings across the ethers, like wishing you'd get in touch with them. I feel like somebody thought they had you really locked down, if that is the case. Family heartache. Oh, it could be that they're having some type of an emotional upheaval or loss within their family unit, or sadness here, and they're thinking back to you because you are very warm and receptive and loving, and they remember what that felt like. So somebody is thinking of you in their time of need, which may be why an ex has come to your mind. But if this is who you're thinking it is, this could have something. It's this free ride, take it easy. Somebody wanting to coattail. It's like you had your shit going on. You had it on all figured out, and I mean not all. I'm exaggerating, but you have your life in order. You have a lot going for you. You have a lot to offer, and you were somebody who made them feel really good being by your side. You made them know what love was like. It was an adventure with you, but they kind of ruined their opportunity, and they thought, yeah, with this plot twist, they thought that they had you all figured out, and they didn't. Tree of life and DNA, yeah, because you kept growing and evolving and leveling up. You're on an ascension journey. 3333, self-mastery, self-actualization. You may be a very creative type, an empress or emperor type. They've been looking back at old pictures, whoever we're talking about here. Ooh, and then we have spilling the tea. They may be wanting to get some gossip behind the scenes, or to look you up on some type of way if you're on any type of platform, to see what you're up to. Yeah, yeah. And they want to somehow accidentally maybe run into you and share something. But this also comes up with weaponized incompetence. And if you don't know that one, it's somebody who pretends to be unable to do something. They're like, well, I don't know how to do laundry. You're really good at doing laundry. Or just ignoring entirely until you just do it. All of those things are just letting someone else do all the work while they take it easy. So you may have been really doing the most for this person, helping yourself out because you were so abundant and had everything going for you. You were doing your own stuff to the next level, and then they came in, you're like, oh, well, I can help you be abundant as well. Let me just you figure some stuff out, and then all of a sudden you're helping and helping and helping. Well, because they can't do this thing as good as you can. And so you might have started taking on more and more responsibility until all of a sudden you're like, no, that is not how this is going to go. Because the more you did, the more shit they had to talk to you. Veiled insults, telling you weren't enough in some type of a way. Please. Oh, but now they want to marry you. Too bad. You're busy, booked, and blessed. Bye. I don't mean to sound like this, but no. They're falling for you so hard because your boundaries and your new glow up looks so hot on you. But this was always who you were. It was always that inner light that they only wanted to capture like a lightning bug in a cage and not even feed you and keep you sustained enough to live. It wasn't right. And so we've got this spelling, mind your mind, and the thoughts that you remember about this person. Guard your tongue. Don't say anything that is unnecessary because it's in your past, from what I can see here, because your thoughts become your reality. So don't even waste your time remembering anything that this person did or didn't do. Just know that you always had it going on, and there's no interruption of your highest quest. I mean, you're still going in the right direction. And in fact, without that dead weight holding on to your coattails, dragging you back into karma and drama and resentments and veiled insults, you've been able to make exponential gains, leaps and bounds here without the energy pulling on you and dragging you down. Legit. Yeah, I mean, you've got some things figured out. You're very authentic. People know that they can trust what you say. You make them want to be better. But the thing is that no matter how many opportunities you gave this person to be better, no matter how many so-called conscious discussions you may have had, they continued to not only repeat the same old song and dance time and again, at every turn, they continued to kind of aggravate things subversively behind the scenes. It's like some kind of covert narcissism going on, where they say one thing, but then behind your back, they're just this energetic voodoo doll of you is what they're doing. We've got, I want it, I got it. Yep, because you do. If you want something, it's like there's that other song too. What's that? If I want that, this, oh, I bought the car I'm driving. I can't remember the rest of it. It's not coming. It doesn't matter. But yeah, you're somebody who's like a Renaissance man or woman in this situation where you are very wise. You have a lot of ancient knowledge and you've done your research. You're very intellectual and well researched, well read. You're well spoken. People respect you. And you walk with a certain posture and presence and aura and glow about you. And so, yeah, you did make this person look better. They were healthier in your presence because of the way that you care for individuals energetically and physically. Like you may have found yourself cooking for this individual, even keeping some sort of house for this individual, male or female, it matters not. But yeah, it was like, even though you had this high minded philosophy and thought you were mirroring these discussions, you may look back and find that most of the discussions that you were having, you were the one that was being conscious, and the other individual was just parroting things that they had heard others say or read that had an impact on other people. Things that they're like, that I bet that would get me some good brownie points with men or women that I'm trying to get with. And so they memorize things, but they they just carefully culture things. It's like somebody doesn't really have that emotional depth and empathy. And so I'm not saying they're evil. I'm just saying they may have had to fake it because they don't have that depth that you had. They can logically think of a thought and have a philosophical discussion, but it ends at the intellect. They have unresolved resentments against you still, and they can't wait to try to run into you to air out and supposedly make amends. They want to deliver a list to you of things that they think that you could have done better for them while they were around. Isn't that rich? I don't like this shit stank energy. And they're probably really watching this glow up of yours and just still mesmerized at how you still have this energy and glow about you, because I think that they thought it was false because they're so false. I think that they believe the world is false at 22. They mistake your high vibe happiness for an easy life and a carefree mind. Luck has little to do with it though, because it's just, yeah, maybe gather more information, waiting and see. They're not sure that they'd get very far with you if they can't tell right off the bat. They're not seeing an opportunity yet, but they're poised and looking for an opportunity. They're trying to, if they've got any mutual friends, they're trying to see what they know. Yeah, let's even move out of this deck. I'm so sorry to take so much of your time talking about that energy, but it seems like we just needed to pull that out so we know that how far we've come from tolerating things that just didn't really make sense for us. And it's not for all of you some type of an X. It's probably multiple different people, and not all to that extent, right? Prayers. I feel like there's a mixture here. You're definitely not manifesting each other coming off that energy we were just reading. There's also these obviously unresolved resentments coming out from our side. Like, really, you want to come around again? How lame is that, right? And so I think that with this coming up again, it's reminding us again what we don't want to invoke in our life, because our words are a prayer. It's like, union with the divine. You're on to bigger and better things. You're on to this adventure. So yeah, weekend vibes. It looks like somebody is going to try to come around, but being prepared in advance, you can kind of not be shocked and just be like, whoops, I gotta go, I'm running late, see you never. Smell you later. Oh, you guys, it's a fun vibe. But yeah, I think that also there's something else going on with with some of you where it might not be an ex again. It could be some type of drama that's going on that you need to put in your time over in one direction, but then it's like, I've got plans at 5 o'clock, I'm out of here. I mean, maybe from 9 to 5, somebody can tell you what you're gonna say to a certain extent, but maybe you're like, I'm clocking out. I got this thing that I'm doing that's important to me, and I gotta go. I gotta fly, take flight. Yeah, answering your prayers. Don't miss this opportunity to take this adventure. If it's something that you've been kind of teetering on the fence of, like, well, should I go? Or maybe I should just, do something more predictable or comfortable. I think it's time for you to level up and leaving some type of bad vibe behind, because there's a return of spirit here. Yeah, the spirit of the river, the return to the spirit of the river. Exactly. And so you want to be in this sacred flow with excitement and life and liveliness and vitality. And if somebody's um, not able to make their own energy and be an independent, sovereign individual, and they want to siphon off of you, that makes them at the base level very parasitic and codependent. And codependency requires the other person in order to complete the circuit. And so if we can learn to move towards the adventure, we are leaving behind the friction and moving in the flow state. And so you're offering up this flow state in beautiful contrast. Stark relief, is that what they say? Maybe you're taking an adventure to paint something. Paint something. Interesting. All right, let's see. What else do we have? We have worthy. So, yeah, that's everything that we just had to say here. You may have been making some of these decisions because you've been kind of caught up in some type of idea that you were either obligated or that this was the best that you could do type of a thing, or under somebody's manipulation or guilty hooking you into something like, well, you can't leave now. We just got into a good discussion. It's like, and I think you're recognizing that it's up to you to leave the table when some type of inspiration is no longer being served. And if certain things are taking an undue amount of your time, it is up to you perhaps to recognize that you can say, all right, we have been going round and round about this discussion for X amount of time, and I'm going to take myself out of the situation. If we want to talk about this later, we can reschedule, but table it maybe so that you can not miss your opportunity with the spirit of the river, because it's like I'm seeing the river coming up to meet you and like delivering you to some type of synchronistic event or connection. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you're manifesting it. So the answer to your prayers is coming in. And let's get some Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck to get you an Oracle card with more information about some healthy guidance. That's kind of too many, but this top one says blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what's going on around you and to adapt accordingly. Absolutely, because this octopus energy has its hands in many cookie jars at the same time and needs to be available and balanced in all of these ways. And other people with their octopus tentacles, if they're not busy creating and doing things, they might direct multiple tentacles towards you and try to, get their little suction cups all around you and drag you into something. So there's a way here to, instead of just blending in, to begin to stand out. And it may be that you'll have to make some type of statement or declaration It says 41, convey your meaning. Reflect on the way that you communicate with others and with yourself to express your thoughts and feelings from your heart with respect and sincerity. So if you've got no times or no F's to give to a situation, then you're going to probably have to be extremely blunt and direct with while still being very graceful and as kind as you are able. All right, I gotta go. Let's see. We'll get you just a couple more oracle cards to close you out. What is this Animal Whisperer totem card that we have for you? We have the Swan, Grace. That's what I just said. Yeah. You who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me to transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Absolutely. The spirit of the river wants to flow through you and cleanse and clear all of that obligation out of your energy. So take good care of yourself. The dogs are going to go nuts, so I will talk to you all later. Have a great next 72 hours.